Thank you for joining XR which is India's first AR VR focused podcast. And today I'm delighted and honored to have with me Mr. Morgan Bouchet, who's the Vice President, Global Head of XR, Spatial Computing and Metaverse at the Orange Group. So, Morgan, really appreciate you taking time and being part of the podcast. You have been invested in the entertainment business. You are also part of a ad agency, and there are various initiatives you put your hands in. So would you like to give a brief introduction on who you are and what you've been doing?
Yes, hello everyone. So yes, my name is Morgan Bouchet. So I'm head of XR and Metaverse at Orange Group. So I'm based in Paris. So Orange is a telecom operator based in Europe and also in Africa. And I'm leading all the project for AR, VR and Metaverse projects, because at Orange we know and we understand that now it's time for customers and also our clients in the enterprise world to dive into immersion. And we saw this in the past when at the beginning of social networks, when we saw millennials who love to be engaged into stories and on social networks to share experiences and emotion. So that's why we saw this evolution. And now we saw with the metaverse and the future Web 3.0 a new way to tell stories, to engage customers, engage enterprise for new way to live, to play, to work in this new world. So this is my job, to define this future and to develop new products and services for our clients.
When the internet revolution and social media revolution happened, nobody thought that it would create such a huge impact. And almost all businesses have been upended because nobody expected the internet or the social media to create such a deep impact. And now here we are sitting at the cusp of the next internet evolution, the spatial web or the Web 3.0 or the metaverse that we all talk about. I'm super excited for the space and the possibilities and how it could impact and transform consumer and brands experiences. For listeners who do not understand what spatial web is, Web 3.0 or the metaverse is, could we kind of start from basically giving a lowdown on what the metaverse is and how it's going to create a transformation?
Yes, you're definitely right. So we saw 10 years ago at the beginning, in fact, of the iPhone topic in 2007 when the iPhone effect was launched in the world. And we saw that internet was mainly on the mobile and social. And it was like a revolution for a lot of industries. And that's why we understand of this first period, the 2.0, to understand what could be the future. And for me, this evolution and for Metaverse, it's like as a transition to something very different, where the internet will be based maybe on the reality, where our reality will be the interface and the lenses, because we know that in the future we will move to big devices like VR devices to AR glasses, and we think that it will be like a mix between the real and the virtual, like layers over the reality. And it's a huge impact, because it's a huge impact for our day-to-day life, and it will be more simple, more human, because we saw in the past that at some point for our societies and for young people, sometimes social networks are not quite very good for them, and we need to care about this point to make a better society for tomorrow and for millennials as well. So for me, today we saw this transition where metaverse, like maybe I would say monoverse, because it's a lot of a very synthetic world in 3D and not totally decentralized, but mainly centralized. And it's about a mix between gamifications, 3D avatars. So it's a new way to exist in this internet, where your mouse, when you surf the web, will be probably tomorrow as an avatar. And then after that, we could expect to see the same kind of experiences, but based on the reality. But it will take time. We need to wait some new devices. But definitely, it's a way that we saw started in maybe in 10 years ago at the beginning of the VR topic, because we saw that the VR had maybe the hype and then a low effect on the market. But now I think it's time, because the technology is already there. It works very well. We can see that in the healthcare, in the training, in entertainment, it works very well, and it works on our engagement and our emotions. So we could expect to see these technologies for everyone, for the mass market in the next coming years. But we need to understand right now the first level of these monoverses, understand human behaviors, how to interact with this 3D world, because it will go very quickly, and we need to listen to the customers' needs and listen to these new users to design the best vision and the best stories for tomorrow.
Right. Yeah, I think we're in such an exciting space. When the social media revolution was happening, nobody thought that how we communicate and socialize would completely get upended. And it's not, the social media is not just for, socializing. It's, to create content, to consume content, to brand. There are so many things for brandings, marketeers. It's completely upended. But yes, like you rightfully pointed out, social media has various wrongs, and here we are laying the building blocks of the next computing evolution. And yes, you rightfully pointed out, we need to understand human behavior. We need to understand how we'll be interacting with the 3D world, because so far of physical world, we've been restricted to a 2D world. And here is a platform which is coming, which will allow us to interact and touch and feel exactly like how we interact in a physical world. So yes, I mean, to create a realistic metaverse, it's obviously a few decades away, but I think we're laying the building blocks, and we need to be very careful on what this is, because the millennials and Gen Zs are already going over there, and I think the brands will follow where the millennials and Gen Zs are going. So Orange Group, you've been part of the Orange Group heading the metaverse, XR and spatial computing. Would you like to share details or talk about how Orange Group is accelerating the spatial web, metaverse, and XR conversation?
Yes, so when we talk about human behaviors, in fact, we need to tell that today humans see the world in 3D, in fact, in the reality. And the Web 2.0, it's just a flat screen, and it's just a pixel. And some people say that we are moving from pixel to voxel. So everything will be voxel, so volume and 3D. So very similar like in the reality, in fact. So human wants to interact with other people and in 3D. And so it's a natural evolution. And that's why we, as a telco, we want to be part of this new wave of the internet, because we will need some very specific stuff and technologies like the 5G, because we saw at the beginning when the 2.0 started, the beginning of the mobile network was at early beginning. So the 3G and then the 4G, and now we definitely need to have the 5G plus other technologies like the edge computing and the cloud and all of these technologies to make it happen, because all of this virtual world, even if it's today monoverses in 3D on a flat screen, it's billions of polygons. So we need to download all of these polygons for a great experience. And tomorrow it will increase very fast, and we need to have a very good network to be able to understand the context and to push all of these layers of the 3.0 internet. And so 5G is at the middle of everything. 5G plus edge computing. So it's in this way that we build this new story of this new internet. So to prepare this new wave, to build the best network with the best solution. So on the network. And then also regarding all the tools that our customers will need in the future. And sometimes like, you mentioned millennials and new way to create and how a brand will follow this wave. So we think that we are also facing to a new paradigm shift in terms of business model, the creative economy, because today millennials are creating a lot of content, videos, and just sometimes just text on internet, and all of these datas are managed by big companies like Google, Amazon, Facebook, and we can expect that tomorrow all of the datas will be more than creations, like 3D creations. So all of the customers, all of the enterprises will be as the creators, and they probably want to manage their own creations based on maybe on NFTs, on tokens, and decentralized organization, technical organization. So we need to care about this new wave and to understand what will be the tools and the framework to address this new wave. And I think the creative economy will be maybe something very with a strong impact for the future.
Right. So I would love to talk about creator economy. So you're saying Orange Group is responsible for and driving the conversation forward of spatial web and metaverse through building the infrastructure, the underlying infrastructure for metaverse and spatial web, the 5G and the network and the connectivity and the tools. Now there are a lot of these brands, agencies, even consumers who don't really understand how they can start benefiting or leveraging AR, VR, MR, or the metaverse. So could you kind of start with giving some use cases on how brands can start having conversations and understanding this?
So today we can see definitely that brands are very excited by this new evolution, even if they don't know really well what will be this future. And we don't know exactly on my side, but we can design some the beginning of a vision. So today it's more on 2D, it's more on like a Roblox, on Fortnite, on 3D worlds, but based on on the website, the classical website. And the new thing is about avatars. So this is the new one. It's about creations. It's about NFT and tokens. And now I think that brands understand that it's something very big and new, but they don't know exactly, so they need to invest. So some brands want to invest into NFT creations. Some other brands want to invest into to buy some lands in virtual worlds. But I would say that I'm totally surprised to see that brands don't really develop a vision regarding the next step and this spatial web. I think they are more focusing today to be present in the 3D world like Roblox and Fortnite, as mentioned before, but they don't really understand that it's just a transition. It's just a first step. So it's good to see these brands at this to understand and to invest into this new way to tell stories. But it would be great for them to invest on the second step, because it will be going to be very fast. And so in terms of use cases, so as mentioned, so buy lands, develop NFT creations, develop some patents regarding the brands inside of these virtual worlds, and sometimes on avatars. We saw in the luxury world a lot of big brands, and mainly in France, who are investing to develop some very specific clauses for avatars, to customize avatars. So it's great, but I think the future will be more complicated. It will be more tech, because it's about spatial web, it's about AR, and I would say mixed reality, in fact, because AR, it's an old technology. So through AR, through augmented reality, based on the reality, be able to understand the context. It's about to imagine, to augment the retail store. If I mentioned this field of the retail, I think we have a huge things to design for the future in this way. How to augment the customer journey of the clients inside of the store. A lot of use cases, but and also mainly in the enterprise world, because today we are behind this flat screen, and tomorrow we can definitely imagine to be as an hologram, with glasses, and to be able to interact and to share some objects. So something more human, in fact. So I think, yeah, human will be at the center of everything, and in 3D, and for better collaboration and better interactions.
Right. Yeah, I think it's such an exciting space, and you rightfully pointed out that instead of just getting into metaverse or spatial web just because of the hype, I think companies need to take more active approach of having a foresight and investing into this technology, because I guess that's the only way they'll be able to be prepared for the future and create businesses which are long term rather than short term. And yes, it's a super exciting space. Talking about creator economy, how do you think the metaverse is going to impact content creation, deployment, and monetization? And maybe you could also make people understand what creator economy is, because there is quite a lot of haziness around what creator economy is.
Yeah, I just have one example. And when I build my when I design my Facebook or Meta homepage, I choose some pictures, I choose some text and very specific design to have my own homepage of my Instagram or Facebook or whatever, or TikTok. So it's my world, okay? And I think tomorrow we will do the same. So I will build my own homepage in a virtual world. So I will design maybe my living room or here my office. So it will not about 3D 2D pictures, but it will be about 3D components. And probably I will be part of this 3D creation, able to create my own house, and it will be my home page. In fact, my living room will be my new home page. But in this way, or in this 3.0 internet, all of these components will be created by me, and it will be my, based on smart contracts. I will be it will be my own creations. So I will be able to sell it if I want. If I can design some very great objects, I'll be able to sell it on the internet, to friends, to the ecosystem. So this is the creative economy. But I'm not a creator. I'm a basic guy able just to create my own page. But in this world, we have maybe 1 to 5% of of these people who are able to create very great stories, and they will be able to sell new content and new experiences to the ecosystem. So this is the way I want to engage the discussion on creative economy. It's already there, but today we don't manage our own creation, because it's part of Facebook or Google, and we don't manage all of these datas. And yeah, we are the product, and they manage the world.
Right. You rightfully pointed out, today when you're creating content, the only thing that a content creator ends up getting are likes, and the monetary benefit goes to the platform, whether it's your Instagram or Twitter or a Facebook. With the creator economy, finally, I think content creators will be able to, buy, sell, trade their art content through leveraging NFT, minting it as NFT. And as a content creator, I think you will get your role will be bigger in creating the metaverse itself, because I think the metaverse, the way it's visioned, that it's going to be something which is creator first, where the creator also plays a role, rather than just some big tech owning the entire complete stack. So this metaverse, there are a lot of people say that the future is going to be awesome. It's going to be open, decentralized, interoperable. But at this point of time, nothing that at least I see is open or interoperable or decentralized. Is this just a far-fetched vision according to you, or is this going to become a reality?
It's difficult because we definitely we are in the world where big companies are already on the internet, and they are managing a lot of and this vision of this new internet, it's cool and it's good, but it will take time. And even if we can see big platform already decentralized, I think it will take some time to build a whole internet decentralized. So I think we need to manage these two versions of this future, one centralized and one other decentralized, and we will see who will be the winner. But yeah, it will take time, and it's not totally very clear when and how it will happen.
You are the limited partner at the VR fund, and you guys are responsible for, supporting and investing in quite a lot of really cool AR VR startups from around the world. Now, India happens to have 2,000 plus XR startups. Would Orange Investments be open to investing in AR VR metaverse startups here in India?
So the vision is to say that it's a very fragmented ecosystem. So AR, VR, XR, so it's very specific ecosystem in Asia, in India, in US, in Europe, everywhere. So we can't meet all the startups in the world. So the idea is to say, okay, we will choose one of the best venture capital organization able to scout the best startup in the world. So I think they interviewed something like 1,000 startups per year. And based on that, we have the chance to have the best startup in the world, thanks to the VR fund. And for us, it's the best way to scout the best solution for Orange, to scout the best product and services for our clients, for our enterprise clients as well. So this is the way we are engaged into the VR fund. And we can also say that, today it's maybe more on NFTs or retail, and tomorrow it will be on other topics. So we need to stay very agile, face on this new world. And thanks to the VR fund, it's a way for us to understand the markets very well day to day.
Right. You've been part of some super awesome companies earlier, TBWA, Omnicom, and you're also the chairman at the New European Media Initiative. What is the future of storytelling according to you, and how deeply is Metaverse XR going to play a role over there?
It's a very good question, because I think it seems to be very simple, but I think it's the most difficult thing to understand for brands. So at the beginning of the television, it was very easy. We have one media and people in front of the media. Now it's totally different. And thanks to the game industry, I worked a lot in the game industry, in the game department inside of Orange, and I was part of many projects in this field, and also on Transmedia and new way to tell stories. The idea is to say that tomorrow there is no limitation. There is no one interface and one customers. It's one thing, totally connected. And tomorrow I'll be part of the story, the first person. So it's a new way to tell stories, like we saw in the game industry. So it's very difficult. It's like a new grammar to tell stories. And I think brands need to understand and to develop some proof of concept to understand this new way to tell stories to customers. Because now millennials want to be part of the story. They want to be at the first person. They want to be inside of this world, this virtual world. So it's definitely totally new. And so we need to develop a project and to have some tests on the market. So we have in Europe the chance to have a lot of big studios able to write this kind of stories. So I was in US last week for the South by Southwest, and we saw maybe one or two big French company companies won awards on these VR experiences. At Orange, I had the chance to launch something with a huge impact in France, which is the Notre Dame de Paris experience. So it's a location-based VR entertainment place. So inside of Paris, where you can you choose the VR headset, the backpack with the computing, and then you can walk in 600 meters in a very big space, and you are inside of the cathedral. So you are part of the story, and you can follow a guide able to tell the story of the cathedral and the different small places inside the cathedral. So it's a very engaging VR experience, and it's very interesting to see how customers and not necessarily young people or geek customers, but families are totally engaged in these experiences, and they love that. The project is sold out, and it's a big success. So it's a new way to tell stories, a new way to educate also, because for young people, it's a new way to engage in different topic. So this is the cathedral, but it could be healthcare or whatever, or politics or whatever. So it's very interesting to see these technologies able to share emotions and to have an impact on society.
Right. Yeah, I think this experience that you built it for the Eternal Notre Dame, I think it's going to be a game changer, because I guess we need to create more and more experiences so a common man can experience it, so they get to know, rather than it being restricted to only the ones who are vested in the space, because it's just conversations that we're having and we're not introducing the other folks. So there is such an urgent need to introduce the school children, the enterprise who are not aware about AR, VR, MR and Metaverse, to experience firsthand that how this can benefit or upend your present day whatever that you're building. You are the global head of Metaverse at Orange Group. What's your roadmap ahead?
So now the next step for us is to so I will continue on Notre Dame, because it's a very big project for Orange. And as you mentioned, so it's very important to say that we have a lot of VR creations, AR creations in the world, but when you have a bad experience with a bad content, you are sick, okay? And sometimes when you have a very good experience with VR or AR, sometimes you are crying, and it's about emotions. And I saw this with Notre Dame. I saw families who are crying after the project because it was definitely a lot of emotion for them. So we need to care about this creation, because thick or very good emotion. So we need to take this point very precisely. So the next step is to continue to educate the market, to educate our clients, like Notre Dame, but also like other projects. So we build also a platform, which the name is Immersive Now. So it's mainly in Europe. It's a virtual space. It's not a metaverse. It's just a 3D world with Orange brands, able to educate our clients to discover the best VR content, the best 360 videos, the best interactions. You are not today, but you will be able to invite friends and to share moments inside of this Orange Villa in virtually. So a lot of small projects to educate the markets. So on the customer side, necessarily also on the network, but it's more on the tech side. So network and 5G. So it's something very, very big. But in terms of product and services, educate on content, be able to present and to give access to new experiences. And on the B2B, on the enterprise side, it's the next step is to be able to provide the best solution to our clients. So we have a lot of tools, Orange tools at the telco for our clients, but also we need to give them new solutions for retail, for virtual commerce, for avatars, for a lot of very specific stuff. And we use this VR fund investments and also our own scouting startup in Europe So this is the roadmap. So network, new product and services, and new solution for our clients in the enterprise world.
Lovely. Morgan, really appreciate you taking time and being part of the podcast. Thank you for sharing your insights. My last question to you. What is your view on India market? Are you looking at collaborating with India, because there's lots of engineers, content creators, developers over here? And would you like to share your tech predictions of what AR, VR and MR and Metaverse is going to do to our world in the next 10 years?
Yeah, we have some partners who are based in India, mainly in India and US. So we have some interactions with them. We know that India is a huge place where you develop a lot of VR and AR contents. We know that Bollywood is the best place in the world to tell stories. I'm expecting to have and to see a lot of new VR experiences from India. Because there is this emotions of to tell stories and to share world emotions. You are able to develop some new world of stories, and we saw already on the market a lot of India VR content already there. So I expected to see a lot more content from India, and also on the tech side. Because we know that there is a lot of startups in India, very popular in the metaverse and spatial world, and we need to have also this industry and ecosystem to come to Europe and to share, feedbacks and to interact more precisely on this new field.
Right, yeah, we're creating this building blocks of the metaverse, the digital world, and I guess it's so important for us all to collaborate and extend out to each other, because we could add our own expertise and lay the building blocks of the metaverse, which is beneficial for all and human first, like you said. So exciting space. Thank you, Morgan. Really appreciate you taking time and being part of the podcast. And to my listeners, if you like what you see in here, then please press the subscribe button. And until next time, see you guys. Bye bye. Thank you, Morgan. Really appreciate this.
Thank you.